With Losine Keita pulling out of the UFC Paris card last week, we had to void one of the legs of our parlay, and it only came down to Caio Bahayo, and unfortunately, he was unable to get over the line for us there, so we have to rip up our ticket anyway, even though Benoit Saint-Denis in the co-main event was able to come through for us, but again, with Bahayo falling short against Imavov, we have to rip up all of our tickets there. So very unfortunate in regards to that. I got a solid Locky two-step and Locky Trinity for Noche UFC this time around. And, a little bit chalkier than... some of these have been recently, and I'm sure some of you guys that often come to this segment looking for a parlay will rejoice because you guys love parlaying chalk. That's not usually my groove, but this particular card, there feels like there is a solid parlay to take advantage of here. So we'll see if we can get over the finish line with it. So let's get right to it. First step up in the Locky two-step is going to be Tatiana Suarez as she goes up against Amanda Lemos. Now, this is a battle between two former title challengers, but it's obvious that Suarez is still above the rest of the division. She'd obviously continuously coming up short against Weili Zhang, but luckily for her, Zhang is no longer in the division, and that crown is ripe to be taken for her, especially with the level of wrestling and control she brings to the table. We know the issues that Lemos obviously has in the grappling realm, and I think that Suarez is the best grappler in the division, and I think it's just a matter of time before she gets her to the ground and eventually finds a finishing position. I think it comes by submission, but regardless, I'm more than comfortable with making her the first step in the Locky two-step. The second step in the Locky two-step is going to be Kelvin Gastelum, who has been somewhat inconsistent in this stage of his career, but he's going up against a guy that he should absolutely beat. Dustin Stoltzfus may have some early grappling success, but Gastelum is a solid grappler himself, and I think he'll be able to fend off most of Stoltzfus' offense early, and then as Stoltzfus starts to slow down, look for Gastelum to start picking up steam and eventually find that knockout to make it look quite dominant. So I was able to lock in this Locky two-step earlier this week at minus 141. A little bit of action against Gastelum has brought that down to about minus 135 now, but we do get better odds on the Locky Trinity as there has been action on that fighter. So let's get right into it. The Locky Trinity, if you want to complete it, go ahead and throw in Santiago Luna, who's making his UFC debut here going up against Kwang Lee. Now, I had no idea who Luna was going into this matchup, but once I did my studying, I was fairly surprised with what we had on our hands that with this prospect. He's very good in terms of his wrestling, which is the background that he comes from, but his hands have improved at a steady rate, and he does a great job in terms of putting that power on his opponents to either find that knockout or to seamlessly transition to a takedown attempt, and then from there he has very solid control. But even if his opponents are able to work back to their feet, he doesn't get demoralized, nor does he gas out. He does a good job in terms of just sticking to the game plan, and whether that's continuously looking for takedowns or mixing in his striking a little bit more to try to keep his opponents on their toes, this kid's really good. And I think he has a favorable matchup here against Kwang Lee, which is why I'm willing to trust him as the third step here and to complete the Locky Trinity. Now, earlier this week, I was able to get this parlay in at plus 220 when Luna was still around that minus 115 range. Now with him up at minus 135, this parlay comes in at plus 203. So still a solid parlay in my opinion. Really liking the Locky two-step, and I feel damn good about Luna helping us get over the finish line with the Locky Trinity as well. All right. I've already dropped my LFA predictions today. That card goes down tomorrow, aka Friday. So make sure you guys check that out if you haven't already. And then I'll be back tomorrow for the Cage Warriors and prop drop for Noche UFC. Got you fully covered for all the events this weekend, folks. I'll see you guys again tomorrow for the Cage Warriors breakdown. I'll probably drop that first for you guys. See you then. Peace.